Hello ladies, Sharon's here. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today we're going to go through my April favorites. That's right. I have a little bit of this and a little bit of that, as you well know. And since I have stayed at home through this whole thing, I want you to kind of see what I've used and what I've been doing. So before we get started, I want to welcome all you new subbies. Thank you so very much. I've met several of you. Y'all are characters, let me tell you, girlfriends. All right, this is going to be a lot of fun. And I welcome those that are here today. Please scroll on down, hit that subscribe button, and see that little bell over there. Click that little bell. It'll be notifying you of my upcoming videos. I generally film twice a week. So, my ladies, here we go. The first thing I want to talk about is some jewelry first. During my stay, I didn't have to worry about a lot of jewelry because I wasn't going anywhere, okay? But now things have lifted and we're back out. And one of the things I have dearly, dearly loved, and that I could, you know, and actually I kind of hid them from myself, but as I was purging, I found my Tory Burch earrings. And you're going to say, Sharon, how could you lose a pair of Tory Burch earrings? The way I lose everything. I take ding dong, you know, nobody's home, okay? So what I did, I had put it in this other jewelry cabinet in my closet where I keep my finer jewelry. I'm sure you gals do the same thing. You know, you separate your costume jewelry from your finer jewelry. And I went to clean that out, and when I did was when I, you know, found my earrings and went, yay! I've been looking all over those. Or can you believe I've been looking for almost 2 years for these? Okay, so, no, maybe not that long, but for a long time. So I'm glad I found those. I'm wearing them like crazy again. Although, the reason they're not my very favorites is because they've got the little wire that goes through, and you know, it clips down in the purling thing. And because I can't see very well, that little wire lining it up with the hole in my ear, that can be a problem, if you know what I mean. So, yeah, what's a girl to do? The next pair of earrings that I absolutely love, and I've been going crazy over, and they are Kendra Scott's. And when these came out, and I got my notice about them, I loved them because they were like a brush gold. And you have seen me, you know, wear these numerous times. You know, here, let me hold them this way, you can see. And I love these. They are so pretty. They are just gorgeous. And they're very lightweight. That's what I like about Kendra. I can't wear a lot of heavy stuff because my ears are sagging. Just like the rest of me, girlfriends, okay? And there's nothing uglier than having a long, you know, earlobe hanging. But, you know, there's fillers for that. I'm just saying because I'm going to have mine done. Yeah, to try to pick that ear up again because I don't, you know, that'll show your age. God forbid, right, ladies? That's Kendra Scott. Love it, love it, love it. And they're not too outrageously expensive at all. Those hoops are not. And I can't remember, are they the Alex hoops or... Anyway, I'll have them listed down below so you'll know which ones, okay? The next thing I want to talk about is, I think you guys know that I had a screaming wall-eyed fit when I found out that there was not going to be the Perfectionist foundation by Estee Lauder anymore. You know, they tried this, you know, years back, and they killed that Perfectionist that they had. Then they brought this one out. I got used to it, thought it was absolutely lovely, happier than a pig in squad, and then they discontinued that for that crud in a tube. And I say crud because, honey, that is thick. As soon as I put it on, I turned pumpkin orange, promise you. And I did it in front of the sales gals, and they were going, ah, oh my gosh. I mean, oxidized just like that. And it showed every crevice, every pore in my face. It was very dry and horrible, horrible. It just didn't work for me. Maybe it can work for you, and maybe it does. but not on my dry, mature skin. No, absolutely nada. It was terrible, and it oxidized. That's what killed it right there. I mean, because I'm not going to walk around looking like, you know, a big pumpkin. Hello? I got enough issues. Okay, so I said to myself, okay, self, you know what? Just stick with your, you know, Clé de Peau that my Guerlain, you know, I love that. And so I'm sticking with that. And then I'm going to stick with my Dior Capture. Yes, all of those are pricey. But see, that's the only time you can find good foundation, at least me. I've tried everything. It seems like I can't get out of that range. And then, of course, my Ultra Le Teint by Chanel. Because I just got in my brand new bottle, you know, over the holidays. Well, it was like a holiday, wasn't it? You know, on my staycay, okay? While this was going on. All right. And so I went and got another, you know, bottle of this, which is just absolutely the most gorgeous finish in the universe. And I will tell you another thing, too. That Guerlain, if you've never worn Guerlain before, you really, really need to try that. That gives the most beautiful finish. I know Kathy A got turned on that finally because it was like so her type of skin. And she did a video with her and gorgeous, gorgeous foundation. Just takes all, it just makes everything look so soft and pretty. And just, you see nada. No lines, no wrinkles, no pores. That's why I like the good stuff. Okay, girls, just saying. Okay, I'm just saying. Okay, one thing that this month I really played with were different palettes because I had the time to play a little bit. And of course, I pulled out my Lorac Unzipped. Everybody knows this is another one of my super favorites, as well as my Tarteist Pro. But love, 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 love this. I've had it so long. And you know what? I have not hit pan, not on this one. Because the other one I did, and I bought this one after I hit pan on that, you know, about a year or 2 years ago. And so I'm big ginger with this so it'll last. Well, or so it'll last for a while. But I love the Unzipped. This gives the most gorgeous look in the world. I mean, these are gorgeous, 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 cool colors. So, with spring and summer here, I pull out my Unzipped every time. And I'll probably live in this palette almost all summer. I love this. I love this. And it's beautiful. I mean, it's got the mirror on it. It's, you know, it's Lorac. Come on, girlfriends. You know, this was always my very, very favorite out of everything. Because you could just pull out a Lorac palette. Every color was there that you could possibly want. Any kind of look you could get out of any of their palettes. So, but the Unzipped is one that's close to my heart. I can tell you that. Love it. The next thing I want to talk about is the lip that I'm wearing. I've had a subscriber every time I do a video say, and what color is that? And what color is that, talking about my lips? So I want to get that down pat because, you know, I don't always put exactly what I have on, and I need to start doing that because I get more questions from you guys. This particular one that I've got on here is In Love with Olivia by Charlotte Tilbury. So this is what I'm wearing now. And I've been wearing the heck out of this color. I mean, it just, I don't know. There's something about it I like. Now, don't get me wrong. You know me. I've got a million lipsticks, and you know, I lean a lot towards YSL and Charlotte Tilbury and Estee Lauder, and I mean, I can go down the line. But this particular color is hot. I really, really like that. And the case is so adorable. I mean, it's classy. Love it. Carry it in my purse. Yes, I can. So, just throwing that out there. Okay, I got a couple of comments on the last, was it 2 or 3 videos about, oh, what are you doing to your under eyes? They look so great, blah, blah, blah. Well, you all know that that is one of the things I have to work on a rock, okay? Now, for the longest time, of course, and I still do on occasion, use the Too Faced concealer. And it has been great, and, you know, I just take a damn sponge, press it in, then over that, I will take my Hourglass, you know, dim light, and, you know, just press under that. But I started adding another step to my under eye. And this is funny what I did today. I noticed that I had a Lumi pen, and that's like drugstore, okay, in my thing when I was cleaning everything out, in my makeup organizer, okay? So I said, oh my gosh, and, you know, I should do something that's getting ready to expire. So I just dabbed some under my eye like today, you know, brushed it under there. And then I took out my Charlotte Tilbury little concealer, and I wear in that pretty sure, yeah, it's the Fair. And I rubbed my finger in there and just tapped right on top of the Lumi, okay? And oh, I got a nice look, and it didn't crack. You know, I'm not seeing lines or anything right there. So, hey, the combination of this was great, because this is more of a color corrector for me. Okay, and then, you know, I tried the Lumi because it was there, and it was in my, you know, a makeup kit, and I wanted to use it before it goes flat, because I'm big on not wasting if I don't have to. So, that was it. That's been a goodie. Love that. Love that. The next thing that I have really been having fun with is the Natasha Denona, and this is the Caramel, I believe. No, it's the Camel palette, I'm sorry. I am having a blast with this. First of all, I can't begin to tell you how nice these shadows are and smooth. But most of you know, because I know a lot of you all use Natasha Denona, and her colors are to die for. But this has been smooth, easy. It doesn't take up a lot of space, and I can get an everyday look out of this. Fantastic. It's the Camel palette. Yep, all your Camel colors are in there. And then you've got one, shimmer, and the other one is a little shimmer glittery type, but no fallouts on glitter, so don't panic. But that's a nice palette. Loving it. Now, I'm having great fun with my Viseart Paris Edit, and this is the palette that I'm wearing today. Now, these are the colors, and it is fantastic. I've been wearing the heck out of this little palette. Today, I have on this one, there's no names, so I just have to point. This in my transition line here, and shading the corner as well. This one on top of the corner, and then I take it right above the eye a little bit to create kind of a socket. And then this kind of pinky one right over here. And you can mix and match any of these colors. A week or so ago, I did a video, and I used this palette, and I used, a lot of the other purples. So this is really a pretty palette, but this is the look today. It was fast, and it's easy. Yeah. Love this little palette. This is going to be great all summer, because everything is just so cool and lovely. Yes, it is. And boy, it's shocking, because you wouldn't think you could get the hot little looks out of this, but you sure can, girlfriends. Okay, my ladies, the next thing is I eat, sleep, and drink with it. No. It is my Hourglass Ghost Edit. Okay, there's no words to describe how I love this and how handy it is. I don't have to keep pulling out my drawers, finding all of my Hourglass, shadows. And well, some I do that I double up on. But these have just the shadows. They have a bronzer in here. They've got the finishing powder that I use, not only under my eye, but in circles on my face that I've showed you before. And that's the finishing powder. They've got everything in here. So this has been a godsend. And I can take this and get an entire look out of it. I just put on my foundation, and I've already got bronzer here. I've got highlighters. I've got all these right here to work with as far as shadows and transition lines and what have you. I can also use this one right here, and the name of that, so I can get it just right for you, is the Sublime Flush. And it's got kind of a brownie color, and you can use that even as contour. This is fantastic. I mean, you can use them as shadows, contour, any way you want. You can get any kind of a look out of this, okay? So, I'm loving that a lot, for everything. Also, I'm crazy about two different Hourglass shadows that I'm going to continue using that have been popular for me all of this, 6 weeks that we've been out. One's Luminous Blush and Dim Infusion. I've showed you these colors before. And remember, I told you that I layer these together. And, on each cheek, obviously. Okay, one on top of another, and I get this look. And it's a pretty look, it's a soft look, it highlights beautifully as well, because the shimmer in it, I just love Hourglass. I like everything about Hourglass, trust me. Okay, the new thing, I got some new, and I want to show them to you, some new eye pencils. Anyway, I've got some new colors. And I was waiting, for Marc Jacobs. I, ordered several. And this first one that I ordered in their pencil is, okay, this one is Overnight. I'm going to swatch it for you. And Marc Jacobs are so pretty. They just, they just slide on. Do you see what I mean? That's pretty. They're great for, your waterline, underlying, and they're great as, an eyeliner on the top of your eye, and then you can smudge it. These, this is the holy grail for eye pencils. I love Urban Decay. You all know I've shown you some of that. But the Marc Jacobs, oh please, bury me now, okay? Bury me now, because they are fabulous. And this is Think. And this is like a purpley gray. Isn't that pretty? It's just sexy is what it is, yes. Okay, and this next one that I got is Lunatic. This is a beautiful shiny gray. Kind of a gray silvery. Isn't that pretty? Now, I don't care what color of eyes you have. All of these colors will work for you. Definitely. Okay, and then this last one here that I got is Midnight in Paris. And I think I went ahead and got some more on top. They're not here yet. This Midnight in Paris is beautiful as well. These are striking colors. Just striking. Your eyes are just going to pop. I'm just crazy about Marc Jacobs because they last. They're like Urban Decay. They last forever. Yeah, and you have the greatest look. Imagine that. Okay, one thing I want to talk about is the scent. What scent have I been wearing lately? Since, we were home and we were inside, I wore a lot of spritzers. But then I usually go in and I reach for my YSL Opium. Here, the Black Opium is fantastic. I used to wear the old Opium years back, among everything. I'm one of these that has to wear potent smells, because everything else stinks on me, like I'm not sweet. And sometimes I'm not. No, I'm talking about if I get a nice little floral scent, girlfriends, everybody says, ugh, you smell cheap. You smell, ugh, you know, putrid. It smells terrible. And it smells old on me. It makes me smell like an old lady. That's what they do. But if I can get something that's really heavy duty, okay. And this one is one of them that I absolutely love. The other one is, and I didn't have to bring it in here, I forgot that, is Tom Ford's, I think it's Ombre or Ombre, I think it is. Tom Ford's. Ooh, it's potent too. And those stand out, and everybody says, oh my gosh, what are you wearing? Oh my gosh, what are you wearing? But I'm not one of these that can wear the little girly girl smells. Doesn't work for me, girlfriends. Okay, another thing I want to talk to you about is a mask. And because you know, while we were every day, I mask every day anyway, but sometimes I would use 2 different ones a day. I would try out all this new stuff that I hadn't, delved into since I, had the time to really sit here. I said, I might as well dig and purge and everything and find out, well, I found some stuff that were really hiding on me. One of these was the Gold Eye Mask by Wander. Now, these haven't really been hiding. I've been using them and love them. They're wonderful. They're very nice. And it's heaven. Very hydrating. Everything about them I like. I can tell you there's a little gold under eye masks. Let me tell you what's in them, my ladies, because the ingredients are importante. Okay, it's water, it's glycerin, it's butylene glycol, hexadol. I mean, we can keep going down the line. Okay, into the 7 to 12 letter words, but they're all good and they're all natural and they're heaven. Okay, the next one here that I tried and I love it. It's a 2-piece mask. In other words, they're together. What you do is one of them is the face and the one of them is the lower part of the face, around the lips and what have you. Now, this is anti-aging and lifting. They are gold. They're a rose gold, actually, if you want to know. And it's a hydrogel mask infused with vitamin A and an innovative blend of natural rose and floral accents. Now, I do smell the rose and everything in this, I can just tell you. But, I mean, it's not so strong it'll knock you out. I can tell you that. It's kind of refreshing. It's a nice, softer scent. I think you'll like that. But, as you can see, this just fits where your lips are at, the lower part of your face. And this one here, as you can see, takes care of the top part. And this is heaven. This is just another mask that I absolutely love. This is fantastic, and it's by Skin Inc. Okay? Skin Inc. They're very, very nice. I'm going to list that down below, too. You've got to try these because this rose gold mask, first of all, it looks rich and gorgeous, but it is so completely hydrating. It was so yummy. I mean, I ordered more. That's how good they were. Really good. And you know me, I'm almost an expert with masks. Yes. I do it every day of my life. I love it. You will love it. Love it, girlfriends. Now, one thing I've had a lot of people ask me this as Sharon, we noticed that, you talk some about brushes, blah, 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 because you have hooded eyes, and, you tell us what to use, and we try and blah, 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 but are there certain ones for certain areas that can nip it in the bud? I mean, how many brushes do we really need? I'm going to tell you what I use, okay? The first thing I'm going to show you is a Sigma brush, and it's the E35. This brush, I put my color here in the corner okay, and make my transition line with it. I put it here in the corner and then move it up, go back and forth with your transition line. This is the one I use for that. The next brush that I use, and this is the one that I use to do a definite crease. It's the Zoeva 231 Luxe Petite Crease. And because it's so nice and pointed, I can go up under my transition line where my crease starts here, and then I can just barely make a half circle, just like that, just a half circle there. That is going to make my eyes go wah, okay, where it doesn't look like I am so hooded. This is the most perfect brush, and you're done. This is the holy grail saving my issues, trust me. Now, another thing that is absolutely fantastic is when I'm through with this little crease brush, because that's very detailed, okay? When I'm done with that, I come in and use this Luxe Crease 228, okay? And this is what this looks like. And I soften that. I use that just to soften each side where I made that crease, because we don't want it to be just super dominant, like, oh, she put a big line there. You want it smooth, so I just smooth it out with this, all right? Then what I do is I take another soft crease, 221, and I put product under my eye, and I smooth this as well with the shadow. I use this to smooth the shadow. That way you don't have a big dark line under there. You follow me? And then, of course, you have your pencil brush, and that's good for putting a little line here, a little line here. You can use it for anything. You know, you can, pull your lid down, put shadow with this in there. You can use it to tight line sometimes if you're using a particular liquid, eyeliner. That's fine. One thing that I use, like when I put this pink color on my eye, I went and I used and this is my Sigma little, not a shader brush, but kind of. It's a shader paddle brush where I press my colors in with it, okay? I press my shadows. That's this brush right here, which I'll add this down below. It's by, no, this is by MAC, I think. I think this one's by MAC. Okay, then the next one. I have a Sigma tapered blending. It's an E40 brush. And after I do my eyes, I totally make circles on each eye to soften everything where it kind of blends. Very softly, okay? Just so everything blends properly. And then I have a MORPHE M504. And this MORPHE is when I highlight my face. Let's say that I'm going into, and I'll just grab our hourglass here. And let's just say I'm going into the, ambient, and I'm just going to, I use that. I don't use a big brush to get all that all over the place. Down here, like yay. And this is the brush that I use for that. And like I said, this is a MORPHE M504. I'm sure you have something just like that at home in your makeup case or your makeup drawer or whatever. And then, of course, this brush is a Sigma F70. This is a synthetic brush, and I use this to put on my MAC Painterly pot all over my entire eyelid. all right, before I brush it with my, you know, white powder, my Blanc powder by MAC, whatever you're using in the form of a light color, just to brush it and make it all smooth and get it ready to start applying eyeshadow. And by doing that, you're going to have a smoother look, you know, with your eyeshadows. So, my ladies, this is kind of where I have been through the month of April and what I've shopped for. And I do have a couple of Sephora loads that are coming in. That'll be, you know, for this month. We'll go over that later. But this is just about what I used for the entire, you know, month of April. And I want to thank you so much for joining me. And if there's anything here that you have that you're having success with, let us all know below. And if there's something comparable to this that works and maybe even a little cheaper, so add that down in the comment box. I want to know what y'all were digging up while you were sitting on your fannies this whole time that we're in staycay, okay? Our vacation. I want to thank each and every one of you for taking the time to watch me. I appreciate it so much. And to all of you new subbies, mwah, 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 thank you so much, girlfriends. I love you. Keep them coming. And to each and every one of you, I want you to stay sassy, classy, and confident. And give me a big thumbs up on this video.